Hi there. In this video we will be upgrading this HP Z440 to a 1TB Lexar SSD, a long overdue upgrade. So this has inside the standard platter hard drive. This will be much faster when loading stuff. So let's open it up and install the SSD itself. It's a 2.5 inch, but we'll sorry about that, but we'll manage to install it inside the case somehow. This is a really weird camera angle, but hopefully it will do the trick. So this is the SSD. Let's see if we can quickly open it up. Now it has some scotch tape on the sides. We need to get rid of that first. If I could actually do it, that'd be great. Weirdly enough, the box was a little bit ripped and I did not do that. It kind of came like that. So that's a bit weird, but hey, doesn't affect anything. And the SSD itself, do not touch the contacts as much as you can. Feels like plastic, honestly. Yeah, it's plastic, not metal. This is plastic, but does it matter? Absolutely not at the end of the day. And all of the data on the drive itself. So yeah, about what you would expect. Some quick info in here, quick installation guide. I wonder what could tell us, they could tell us with this installation guide. Ground yourself. Yeah, I know, but this is grounded, but I don't have a strap on me. But if I touch this, okay, I'm grounded. So that's that for the moment, at least. Yeah, avoid touching connectors. Yep. Not it mustn't go above 70 degrees. Yeah, that would create a problem. If the SSD reaches that, your system is way too hot. No moisture. So power off. Yep, according to manufacturer instructions. Yeah. Insert. Yeah. Remove all storage drive. Whatever. We will see. So let's get to this. It kind of doesn't have any other info because it's a simple device. Let's put it to the side. I think this, I just want to have my hand ready in case something slips so I don't crack the monitor itself. The unit is opened, and now in theory this is where you would put another drive, but as you can see, this is our SSD size. So, and a little bit of spider web. I think we will be installing it with double-sided tape. Unfortunately, this is not reaching the top side because I wanted to use double-sided tape to stick it to the metal right here, and that would be it. But I don't see any other SATA power connectors, so thank you very much. We have one. We have one down here somewhere. So I was preparing to say some bad things about HP, but at the end of the day it seems they do have a SATA connector, but it's extremely short. What? Are you kidding me, HP? No, you cannot even see it, and it's also plugged into something. Yeah, it's plugged into the optical drive. Must see if I can unplug it from there. Be back in a second. So this is what we are dealing with. unplugged this guy from the optical drive because it was under this cable and I needed to get it unplugged. Molex, don't need that one. And I think we'll be using this. This again is not long enough to reach the metal. So at the end of the day, plug this guy in here. We'll be using this Amphenol nice cable because it is long enough for what we need, so I also had it around. Plug it in there, and in theory at this point, get that out of the way, we can double-sided tape the drive right here. And we'll use just the right amount of double-sided tape because I do have a bit of experience with using that to attach drives into boxes, into, how do you call this thing? Towers. Double-sided tape into position. I just need to peel the protection off of it, and this will not go easy. This is a really strong double-sided tape, so I learned to use the minimum amount because in case the warranty needs to be used, you kind of need to be able to remove this drive from the laptop. I work mostly on laptops, that's why I say laptop instead of desktop or computer case, whatever. Yeah, so this will hold it absolutely no issue, and in case you need to get it out, if you pull gently on it, it will start coming apart. But it will not come apart by itself without any worries. So kind of here. Just wiggle it. I found that wiggling it a little bit makes kind of sure that all the edges of the tape are actually attached and glued. Make sure that the cables are not pulling onto it. And really? So now this one isn't reaching. Ah, HP, what the... So, unplug that one and see if we can deal with this one being plugged. But as you can see, it has cables coming on both sides out of it, so it will not want to stay directly touching a surface. So I might need to get this out and go with it a bit lower. You can see we have a step down there. So there the cables would have a bit of room. This was poor planning from my side, but the cables that HP provided us are honestly a joke. So I will pull this out, be back in a second. Maybe it's a good moment to put my money where my mouth is. So you start from one corner, apply pressure, gentle but continuous. And the double-sided tape released. So this is how you get it out. But now we must see what we can do with this stupid cable. Man, the HP, what are you doing? Okay, so let me investigate how all of this can be done. I need to cut this right there because it's kind of making the cables less flexible than they can be at max looseness. Let me see. Okay, I think we are good. Let's put this back in here. Make sure all the cables are not twisted to be pulling on the drive. This is why I kind of hate brand computers. Hey, are you? No, you are the correct connector. We don't want to damage anything. About here, but the lower part is what interests. Oh, no, 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 don't stick yet. We need to be on the lower side, just about there. And I think we are good. So what can I say? This was fun. Thank you, HP. Now let's get this plugged into the optical drive once more. Okay, and it's plugged in. Now let's get our SATA cable plugged into the board. I will show you that in a moment. Make sure this is in position, and I need to clean this a little bit. I will be taking it up outside for a bit of cleaning after I install everything and I see the operating system work okay from the SSD itself. But up until now, it's good. Let's see how we can come into that area and have the cable a little bit tucked away. Make sure it doesn't pull on the memory, and hopefully we are properly aligned at the moment. We seem to be properly aligned. And I could actually, yeah, wait for it a second. I think if I'm careful, I can literally put it under this. And then it will also be a little bit more stable. Not going anywhere from there. Okay. That should be good. So at this point, put the case back on it and clone from this guy. Can you see it? Where's my finger? This guy, the hard drive, basically this port to this port. And make sure we unplug this right after cloning and boot only with this in, because otherwise it could mess up Windows. But if we are already booted in this, then we can shut it down. Make sure we set the boot order to boot from this drive and then also plug this in. So there's that. We are connected. We now want to boot from this cloning software. I will link a video where I show how to clone a hard drive, and I will also link a video where I show how to enter the boot menu and BIOS on this particular computer. But you press F9 when you power it on. So let me power it on and continue to smash F9. But I know for a fact that these units are sometimes a little bit grumpy and they don't listen to your commands from the start to enter the boot menu. So yeah, I'm still smashing F9. If I see the Windows loading logo, then we have, yeah. So it's like it's ignoring the keyboard. I'm not sure why this is happening. I have had it in the past with Z computers, not motherboards, HP Zs. You can also press F9 and escape randomly to somehow get it to register, but it's ignoring my keyboard at the moment. It literally just doesn't take my keyboard into consideration. I'm smashing and it's not doing anything. So when this happens, I just simply try a different USB port. I don't know why this is. Thanks HP for this. Nothing that I can do. And then it randomly works, even sometimes by not changing the USB port. But it is what it is. Continue to smash escape and F9 and whatnot. No, it doesn't care. It's literally not seeing my keyboard. This is beyond dumb. I will be troubleshooting this for a few minutes, just plugging in different USBs and hitting F9 and escape and powering on and off. It's thanks HP. And for no good particular reason, it now decided to initialize them, and I even have a mouse working. So, yeah. HP. No, I think this is UEFI generic mass storage. Hopefully now it will boot from Acronis true image and we can clone the drive. Be back when it's loaded. And for some weird reason it brought me back to this startup menu. I wasn't looking what happened, but maybe it didn't like UEFI and now it doesn't want to boot from the drive anymore. So I'm going to try and select legacy, but just wait for it to recognize my keyboard again, because who knows if it will or not this time. If the stars align, it will. If not, it won't. Yeah, they are aligned. This time it did recognize it. So let's get to legacy and hopefully it will boot in legacy mode. Are you kidding me? I didn't even see the message. Boot device not found. Really? I told you to boot from a USB drive. Are you kidding me? I'm going to move the USB drive in another location. HP. So you are literally mostly not getting problems this bad with other computers. With HPs, always there's something. Especially with these workstations. Awesome. Let me insist, hopefully. At least the keyboard seems to be reliably working now. Let me again go for UEFI. Maybe this time UEFI also works. Doesn't make any sense, but select an item. Acronis true image 1, please wait. Maybe I didn't press it the first time when I was booting and it went to C by default. Who knows? We'll see. Be back when it's loaded. Let's see. Do we have a mouse? We also have a mouse. Wow! So, clone disk. Manual, in case I need to resize any partition. Oh, no. I think I need to initialize the disk. Add new disk. Yeah, not initialized. The SATA SSD. GPT layout. Proceed. And now clone disk, manual, next. We are cloning this one. Next. Come on, do it. Onto target disk, this one. A disk on this machine. Yep. Next. Manual for partitions. Let's see what we get. Why is this basic GPT? So we will have this one. I'm not sure why there's that error in there. Oh, is this an encrypted disk? That might bite us in the butt. Encryption doesn't play nicely sometimes with direct cloning, but we'll see. Anyway, I will allow it to the size it choose by itself, so yeah, no problem in there. Okay, this is the new layout. Yeah, kind of good. Proceed and hope we can deal with that encrypted partition. That kind of is annoying sometimes when you have encrypted stuff, but we'll make it work in the end. And cloning is finished. On the current hardware, turn off the computer. I'm just going to click on OK. Do we have some... let me just click on add new disk. I will not do anything. I just want to see the partitions, how they look. So on the old drive, like this. On the new drive, like this, which is great. So the C partition got directly cloned in here into F, and the G partition got extended from 158 to 646, because this was a 512 and this is 1 terabyte. It's perfect. Now I will close this and shut it off directly from the PC button by holding the button for a few seconds. And it's off. Now I'm unplugging the data cable from the original big hard drive in the PC, if I could actually do it, unplugged. And now in theory I should be able to turn it on, and if everything is okay it will be bootable. If it's not bootable I need to start partition on software and make some partitions active. We'll see. Hopefully it's directly bootable, but you never know. We had that weirdness. In theory my friend says the hard drive is not encrypted, so I'm not sure why we had that weirdness with C partition. If it's not encrypted, why it didn't see properly how much space it was used on it. But it seems to be booting, so I think we are good to go. Perfect. Yep, we are good. Awesome, get back to you. And everything is okay. We have C drive, we have D drive. Let me see. Yep, everything is in here, which is awesome. Now I can actually plug the data back into the old hard drive. Let's hit escape like crazy. Hopefully the keyboard will be recognized. I need to make sure we are booting from the right hard drive. Entering startup menu, that's good up until now. BIOS setup. Where is it? Oh, we have a mouse, forgot about it. Advanced device, boot options, is it in here? Enable. I need the boot order. Oh, okay. We have this one, Windows Boot Manager. So we are plugged into the motherboard in SATA 1 and the old hard drive is in SATA 0. So in theory, we are good. Let's see on the old one. Yep, Lexar is still the first one. Okay, so I guess we are good to go. Then in theory, save changes and exit, although there are no real changes. But now if we are booting, we should be able to also see the old hard drive, which we will format and partition into a single drive. Still not visible. I think there's a different problem. Let me go to computer management. It's never easy. It's honestly every single time there's something that comes up. Disk management. Let's see if we can see the drive itself. And we can. And it's online, but it doesn't have drive letters. So let's give it a G. And now we can see it. And let's give this one. Hey, it was H. Okay, now we can also see that one. So in theory they are showing up now. Acronis Media, nope, we finished what we were doing with Acronis Media. Currently in use. Currently in use, try again. We are not doing anything on the USB drive, so get out of there. Okay, so these two are the old drives. I will just do a quick visual check to see if all the data is on the new drives, although it's a clone, so it should be there, but just make sure it's okay, and then delete the partitions in here, or actually maybe only delete this and extend this one, so we still have a clone of this data, and then my friend decides whatever he wants to do with it. I think that's what I will do. So be back in a second. Actually, if you want to see it, delete volume, the old C drive, and it's Gangsky. We are on the old drive, not on the SSD. This is the first one, it's the SSD. Yes. Ooh, it doesn't allow me to do anything about this, guys. That kind of sucks, because then it will not allow me to extend the volume. Yeah, I don't have anything available in here. Yeah, because these are... I could install a partition software that will allow me to also delete these ones, but I didn't really want to do that. Let me think. Okay, I'm bringing out the big guns, booting from another USB drive that I have, and I will boot into, I think, Mini Tool Partition Wizard, if I recall correctly, that I have on this thumb drive. So I will do what I want with those partitions and not be bothered with Windows locking them. So let's go with this legacy, and let me see what list I have here. Ooh. Do I have something in here? Yep, Mini Tool Partition Wizard. What? Didn't it work? Did I press something wrong? Oh, wait a second. Yep, it's working. So be back when this is loaded. Mini Tool Partition Wizard. Spoof. Oh no, the kernel is panicking. Did not recover from the panic. Thanks, HP. Nothing working well on HPs ever. Need to reboot and maybe choose compatibility mode when starting the little software, or who knows, I will see. This time the keyboard wasn't recognized anymore in this menu. Jesus Christ, HP, it's... And believe me, it's mostly HPs that have these issues. I don't know why. Once they are in Windows, they are quite stable, but up to then, every time something happens, yeah, it's not recognized in the keyboard anymore. I need to shut it off, and my lunch break is over, so continue later. Woohoo! Kernel is not panicked anymore, and it's working. So this is the small hard drive, and this is the SSD. So on this one, delete this, delete this, delete this, and move resize on this one. Move resize. And let's get this to the max. Spoof. 0 before, 0 after. And now we will have it like this. So that is awesome. And if we look here, no, this partition is not compressed. It's not BitLocker encrypted, because we can see how much of it is used. So I don't know why Acronis True Image was unable to read it from this drive, because after copying it could read it from the new drive. Weirdness, computer fixing weirdness. So, yep, SSD in good shape. This should be in good shape and should have the clone of this particular data right here. My friend can decide what to do with that. This is my USB stick that I'm booting from. Let's apply. Yeah, hopefully no power outages, but it might go quite fast, because in theory I don't think it's moving data, it's just changing the partition structure itself. So, okay, let's go up. Yep, we have it properly. Let's see, will it allow me to rename this thing? What did I click on? This mouse is really sensitive. Label. Old HDD. Apply. Yep. Okay. Now we can close this thingy. Unplug my USB thumb drive, and we should be booting normally into Windows. From computer management I can change the letters. So I will set this old hard drive to change letter. I'm going to put an X to it for the moment, because I want whatever. I want this. So we have CDE, no F. Change from E to F. Okay, yes, and now this will become an E. And now in theory, where is it? Like this PC, we have C with Windows data, and this is a clone of this data, but it's labeled as the old hard drive, and basically the data on it can be deleted or kept as a backup. So that's about it. This is finished. Thanks for watching. Yeah, it's an SSD. The computer will be much snappier with it. It's that simple. Not much that I can show you apart from what I already did. There's no reason why you shouldn't be upgrading such a computer to an SSD. Absolutely no reason whatsoever. So yeah, I'm not going to show you, hey, it boots in 10 seconds instead of 40 seconds, because it does that. Any software will load much faster, but this should be common sense by 2023. So yeah, this is how you upgrade this particular PC to an SSD, and it's worth it. And yeah, that's about it. See you in the next video. Just couldn't leave you hanging like that. This is the speed test for the SSD, and for lols and giggles I will do a speed test on the hard drive too. And this is the speed result for the hard drive. Let's compare it to the SSD. There shouldn't be that big of a difference, should it? Well. Yeah, it's quite a big difference. Apart from this, is this 1 point? Jesus, 340 times faster. That's something. Okay, so it's clear. An SSD is much faster than a hard drive at reading data sequentially or just by small areas on it. So there's that, and that's about it for this video. Hope it makes things clear for you, and bye again.